Now the beauty of having the same passwords for everything is you don't have to change the password box. And all I would say is whenever you come into these sites, so that everyone has access, is when you look at all the groups, you'll see, this is a Windows one, so you can see here that authenticated users is already in there. Is that something you added, David, or is that?
No, that was something.
Okay. It's interesting that administrator wasn't included in that.
Correct, yeah.
But we can add the site collection administrator into the site from
Yeah, so
site level.
yeah, okay. So if I go, so it's definitely AD. So if I go site permissions, this is like where everything happens. So you'll see here that
Who's doing what?
so authenticated users isn't in there. So you can see Dave has gone in and gone, yeehaw, I'm full blown control. Whereas really what you should have done is added yourself to the group rather than doing it that way. So I'm just gonna clean that down up,
It's default SharePoint.
and then what you can do here is go add authenticated, and you just want to add them to the visitors, so they're just read only. So that means everyone's going to be able to see it as long as they're authenticated into the system. So now if I went in as SP Farm, I'd be able to get in, but as an administrator I'm the owner, and that's fine. Then if you wanted to add, now I would recommend if you're gonna, you might have, if you've got an AD group, you see like you're in there already, so you're in there twice. But really what I would be doing is not adding David, but is adding a particular group in there. Now you'll remember you're not on your LAN group domain here, so you can't use those accounts. So you may just want to log in. Everyone just log in as the administrator in here. So the administrator and the farm don't actually have to be because the administrator is a site collection owner. He doesn't have to be an owner in here because he's got rights across everything. So you can actually leave that just kind of clean and tidy, and that's what I'd recommend. So when you're in your VMs, I'd just go in as the administrator account. It doesn't matter if you've got 4 VMs and you're all logged in as administrator. That's not a problem. But what it does allow you to do is if I come in here, and I did create one, didn't I, Thanke? Yeah. So now what I can do is I can go, right, well, what's this site going to look like for wrong button, Jeremy. What's this site going to look like for him? And you'll probably find that, okay, so everything's been published. But that's a way of testing it for that Jeremy Thanke user. Now the beauty of that is if I go back in as, well, you can see straight away, what am I missing? I'm not site collection, site actions or anything. So it's a good way of testing your site for end users without having to screw around too much, right? So this is why I always have like test anonymous users or whatever, so I can test what the site looks like. Then the big thing here is I'll just change this again just to demonstrate why this is important, especially with a web WCM site. Is if I go in here and create a page, so this is creating my page, and I check that in. Okay, if I go back to my home page by clicking on that main logo, you can see it's there. What do you reckon is going to happen when I go to Thanke? Am I going to see that page or am I not?
Let me see. What's the permission of the?
I'm Thanke's read only on that.
I don't think you can see it
Why is that?
because you can only see what things that are already been published.
Yeah. So
You have the editor's permission. Then you can see
yeah.
things that we checking.
So you can see here that I can't see that now. So can you see that's the power of having separate user accounts, is that you can actually test what sites look like.
As well, when we use the system accounts on
Yeah.
set it up, then we use our own account and we can see it.
Yeah. So that this way you can do it with whatever you want, right? And gives you a bit more flexibility. So that's your test one. So now moving, so that's kind of how let's see those things set up. what I will do is I'm just going to create. What am I going to create? Because that's your WCM. Are all yours based on publishing sites?
Yeah.
All your ones you restore?
Yep.
Okay.
Because you need to use workflows and that sort of things. So.
Oh, you could get workflows in the collaboration portal as well, though. You don't have to use
Yeah.
WCM.
That's right. But also, right, but we mainly use the publishing.
Alright, so what I want to just quickly show you is a 101 WIS Builder,
Yep.
just of how to get a web part up.
Yep.
So if I run up Visual Studio, so I've installed WIS Builder 1.0.